You wake in the dark. The lamp is still burning. It is the year 172. You are 51 years old. The river outside your tent is the Granua. You can hear it. Slow water, narrow shore. Somewhere on the far bank, men you cannot see are waiting for you to die. You have not slept. You decide this is not a problem. The tent is large. It is not a room. It is canvas stretched on poles, and leather, and a single low table, and a cot you have not used. The cloak is folded over a stool. The sandals are by the foot of the cot. You are the Emperor of Rome. You are also a man in a tent. You are far from home. You have not seen Faustina since spring. Your son Commodus is 10. Back in Rome. You cannot remember the last thing he said to you. Lucius Verus has been dead 3 years. The plague that took him is still walking through the provinces. You receive reports about it every week. There is nothing you can do for the provinces from here. The wind comes off the river. The fog has not lifted. The Quadi are across the river, somewhere in the fog. They have been there since before the cornu sounded yesterday. They will be there tomorrow. They have time. So do you. The Empire has time. You have less of it than they think. You know this. You have known it for a while. The cornu sounds. One long note, then 2 short ones. The camp wakes around you. You do not move yet. You give it a moment. When you stand, the cloak goes on first. Wool. Coarse. It smells like the road. You clasp it at the shoulder with a brooch you have worn for 9 years. The sandals are leather and iron. They are not warm. Nothing here is warm. Breakfast is bread, 2 days old, and 3 olives from a jar that came up the road from Hispania. There is water with vinegar in it, pasca. The soldiers drink. You take it because the soldiers take it. You eat standing. You do not sit at the table yet. The table is for the writing. The first scribe comes in. He has a leather tube. He bows. He waits. You take the tube, break the seal, read. A legate in Pannonia has lost 6 men to fever. A grain shipment has not arrived in Aquileia. A priest in Smyrna has written a letter you will not read until tomorrow. The legates come in one at a time. They give you what they have. You give them what you can. Decisions, 2 and 3 at a time. Where the cavalry will move tomorrow. How much grain is still in the camp? What to do about a centurion who hit a slave so hard the man is now dead? The work is small, and the work is enormous, and the work does not stop. By the 3rd dispatch, you notice that you have not eaten the 2nd olive. You finish it. You drink the rest of the pasca. You think very briefly about your son. Marcus Aurelius has written, somewhere in this season, a line he keeps coming back to. How much time he gains. Who does not look to see what his neighbor says, or does, or thinks? He has written it to himself. He has written all of this to himself. He is not writing for you. He is not writing for anyone who will come later. He is writing because if he does not write, the day will pull him in directions he cannot afford to be pulled. He looks tired. You look tired. The lamp is shorter than it was an hour ago. Beyond the tent, the cornu sounds again. This time for the noon meal. The men eat. You do not. You ask for the wax tablet and the stylus to be brought. You sit at the table for the first time today. You take the tablet in your hand. The wax is dark with use. You have written on this same tablet for weeks. The stylus is bronze and cold. You write in Greek because the work is private, and Latin is the language of the men outside. You write a line, you scratch it out, you write another, you write, hour by hour, resolve firmly to do what comes to hand. With dignified and unaffected gravity, you read it back. You leave it. You do not know that someone will find this tablet, and the others like it, and copy them into a small book. You do not know that the book will outlive your son. You do not know that the book will outlive your son's 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 son. If this is the kind of quiet you want once a week, the newsletter has one of these every Sunday morning. One quiet day, one philosopher, one question. Link below. You write 3 more lines. The lamp is shorter again. The cornu has sounded somewhere, and you did not hear it. The light outside the tent has changed. You stand. You walk to the door of the tent. The fog has lifted. The river is the color of slate. A single watchman stands on the wooden palisade above the gate, his back to you, his cloak the same color as the river. You watch him for a long time. He does not turn. You walk, past the standards, the eagle and the wolf, past the row of tents, past the beehive ovens where the bread will be baked again at midnight for tomorrow. The camp is a grid. The grid is a habit. The habit is what keeps the camp from becoming a panic. You think about the men, not the legates. The men. The 18-year-old who has been in the army for 2 months. The 40-year-old who has been in the army for 22 years. The slave who carries the dispatch tubes. The cook who burned his hand on the oven this morning. You will not remember any of their names tomorrow. You know this. You think about them anyway. An hour passes. The lamp inside your tent is shorter by a thumb's width. You go back inside. You sit. You take the stylus. You write 1 more line before sleep. You have 8 years left. You do not know this. In 8 years, in a different tent on a different river, you will not stand up again. Vindobona, the city the men will one day call Vienna. Your son Commodus will be there. He will be 20. The empire will be his. You do not know this. You only know that the lamp is low, and the river is dark, and the men are asleep, and the Quadi are still across the river, and someone, 1800 years from now, is going to read what you are writing tonight. You write, "Remember how long thou hast been putting off these things, and how often thou hast received an opportunity from God, and yet dost not use it." You read it back. You leave it. The lamp goes out. What have you been putting off that you have already been given the time for?